Okay, let's begin this. Welcome. Welcome to this game, which, if you can't read, I feel very sorry for you. But I must inform you that this game is called Metroid Prime, and is most likely my favorite video game of all time, which is probably why I chose it for the first game I do any sort of video on. My name is, according to the YouTube username I have, skip. Don't show any gameplay. That's just mean. That's not my username, by the way. That would be stupid. Let's just stay on the file select screen, which will spoil some areas and things because I've played this game before, of course. But regardless, my username is SliderGamer55. I'm known as a number of usernames on the internet, but you can call me Slider, assuming this matters. Already. Let's do hard mode. Why not? I've beaten this game in hard mode without even getting all the items, without 100% in it, and I've been on normal while 100% in it, so this time I'll 100% it on hard mode. It'll be completely different. And I'm not reading text. That's stupid. For the most part, people should not be reading text for these type of videos. It's just lame and stupid. It's a really nice opening of rocks falling. Whoa, video games! Yeah, okay, no. But seriously? I'm not always one to be amazed by graphics, even when I was younger, but this game looked amazing. Like, blew people's minds with how beautiful it looked when it first came out in like 2002. And it still looks great, all things considered. The music's amazing too. I'll try not to talk over cutscenes all the time, but I'm not gonna leave them quiet either, if you're wondering. But here is our introduction to Bounty Hunter Samus Aran, main protagonist of the Metroid series since the NES days. But this time, it's in first person. Oh my god! Oh god, I think we just mind melded or something. Anyway, this is our introduction. Press and hold. If you hold L, you lock on the targets. So this is it's a first-person shooter, I guess, but it's not called that. You can switch back and forth. If you double tap, I guess. Kind of weird. We have to shoot these targets. Press an A, shoot, and that barrier is gone. Now, yeah, the text. It tells you exactly what to do. It's the tutorial area. And one of the main features of this part of the the Metroid series, I mean, would be scanning. Hold L, hold the left direct, god damn it, what's it called, left, the D-pad on the GameCube controller. Press left on that, hold L, and you can scan things. And those icons usually just activate stuff, like it activates these buttons so you can shut down the force field. Other ones will activate like elevators and such. Let's shoot these targets too. If you hold R, you can manually adjust to aim. And then you can hold L again and shoot these targets up here. So it is considered a first-person shooter, but Nintendo likes to call it a first-person adventure game. And that makes sense to me. It's not really like a traditional first-person shooter, and the reason you play the game isn't so much about the shooting as much as it is about exploring this weird alien world and the spaceship here. These doors, open them. That's a really nice effect, especially for the time. Like the cold wind blows at you, and actually it actually affects the Samus's visor in first person, and that's really cool. Like it's a really nice effect that a lot of people probably wouldn't even think of, and it does add a lot to the game's atmosphere. And this place is clearly unstable wherever we are. We got a stress signal, right? That's what they said at the intro, I believe. I was too busy babbling like an idiot, so I'm not sure. Space debris! Ooh. Space debris, we can just go right through. It's gravity! Alright. Okay. So, one thing I will say is that while this is my favorite game and every single part of it I do enjoy, I will admit for a game that's all about exploration, this isn't at the very least, it isn't the ideal tutorial area for the most part. It's just a linear, the next like 20 or so minutes of the game is entirely linear. It doesn't pretend to be anything else, which is kind of a shame for a game that's at least somewhat emphasized on exploration. And this is the creature's uh, logbook, Parasite. Now, obviously, you can pause to read it. I'm just going to read it at my own pace. I'm not going to read it. And that's a space pirate. They're one of the main bad guys of this series. Yeah. And this one's dead, so with between that and this, something really messed up happened here. Makes me always feel sorry for them. Space pirates are basically just the bad guys, the evil alien, well, pirates that is always fighting Samus and tries to take over the world or something like that. It doesn't matter so much. Just know that they're cool, evil aliens. And this guy's still alive. Barely. Ugh. They even tell you for the early parts of the game what hurt all these space pirates. And this guy has like no aim because he's nearly dead. They'll just press A until he's dead. There's gonna be way too many explanations for this first part. This add to the research log. It's a small energy. You have health bar, which I didn't even explain, is at the top, represented by bar and numbers. I'll go into more than that later, but right now, just know it's full now. Doing fine. Ugh. Too much information, Metroid. What else can I say? Let's just spend all our time scanning useless stuff. No, let's not do that. So yeah, escape pods all launched. This is a disaster. Something went horribly wrong. And there's a space pirate vessel. You get the charged beam. And you destroy stuff like that. Though mostly it's just use an attack. Huh. Game doesn't tell you this quite yet, but if you press X, become the morph ball. Which it probably makes no sense to anyone not familiar with the Metroid series. But the very bulky in this game, Samus Aran, turned into a tiny little ball, and it goes in the third person mode. And you just move around. It's like Marble Madness, except not at all. And you go through small corridors like that. Small passageways, that is. And this is more research. So yeah, even like recurring elements like the map stations, recurring downloadable data, or certain other things you can download for research, including logs from the space pirateer. Some of which, much of this doesn't add to your total for scans, but some of them do at times. And with this, we'll have a map, which is pretty helpful. Though, again, this area is all linear, so it doesn't really matter much. But it is still nice to have. You can use the zigzag to move around. It's a very nice map, by the way. They could have made this so much more confusing than it is, but for the most part, you can kind of pretty much tell where everything is in relation to each other and get a good idea where to go if you're in an area. Pretty helpful, especially for people who've never played this game before. Yeah, this is gonna be all explanations. I'm barely gonna be able to talk about why I think anything about the game, because I'm going along with the tutorial and elevator time. This gives us a second at least. Cutscene! That was important. Yeah, you touch this little holographic thing and it starts the elevator. So I kinda get why they don't consider a first-person shooter at Nintendo, because of all the exploration and whatnot. Like, there's still a lot of shooting, but even that's kind of weird for the genre. Since it isn't even about, like, aiming and shooting. Aiming is like this awkward stand still and aim sort of thing, instead of, like, you know, moving around and shooting like you would in, like, Halo or something. This one's doing a little bit better because he can still stand, but as long as you move left and right, it's no problem. This game is a lot more about, instead of aiming as like a major part of this game, it's more about like locking on and like dodging left and right. A lot of strafing too, and strafe around the enemy. It isn't like this game uses like way too much technobabble or anything, but sometimes I just kind of like go through this text without understanding what I just, or thinking, I guess, about what I just read, because it doesn't matter. Those scans don't matter. A thing happened. It is bad. These guys have stuff. Though at the same time, I do really like how it adds to everything. There's a lot of extra details in this game that you can just completely ignore. Arguably, like almost all the story you can ignore. It's mostly optional because it's mostly done in scans. But if you want to, you can. It's a really nice option for people who just want to play a video game and people want to get like engrossed in this world. And reading and talking is not the easiest thing, but so Samus is called the Hunter by the Space Pirates, and this is about the original Metroid, which this takes place right after. In Metroid, you blew up their facility on the planet Zebes. Zebes, one of those two. And talk about Metroids, they're still there. They still have Metroids. Won't be introduced to them in a while, but oh boy. Metroids are, well, it's Metroid. Of course, Metroids are an important part of Metroid. Basically, all you need to know is she blew up the Space Pirates base on the planet because they were using Metroids, these like really dangerous creatures, as like weapons against whoever, the Galactic Federation. Who knows? Phazon infused in stage 4. Hmm, that's interesting. And that's dead. Yep. Yeah. Uh, should I feel bad about this creature? He can't get out, for the record. He's stuck there. I feel kind of bad for him. Like, this place is good, might be, like, destroyed at some point. Like, all the space pirates are dead, and there's just this little creature like, get me out of here. Oh, I felt bad for him.